everybody. This is Professor Venkatrama Bia, Assistant Professor of English, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Government of Karnataka. I am presently working at Government First Grade College, Gudibande. Dear friends, in this session, let us learn an interesting poem. Dear friends, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell button for further notifications. This is a poem written by Anne Blanchard. The poem is titled as Sonnet to Hope. We will understand the poem in detail so that we are hopeful. Before going to the poem, we have certain questions. I'm sure you are going to answer those questions. Let's see at the outset the first question. The first question is, have you read any motivational poems or sonnets? So, what is more important to lead a happy life in spite of our woes? You have the last question. Can you think of any true inmate or companion during your unhappy moments? Oh, I'm sure you can answer all these questions, no doubt in it. But my perception is that your answers may be different from what the poetess is telling in this poem. Let us see more ideas and more concepts by reading thoroughly the sonnet to hope. Friends, let us read the poem Sonnet to Hope. Yes, thou art still the inmate of my breast, the sweet companion of each long hour, the solace of my life, the cheering ray that shows the prospect of eternal rest. It is by the influence of thy matchless power I learn to scorn the pageants of a day. I learn to rise superior to the woes of human life, superior to the pains of this weak frame, to fix my steadfast eye on the approaching season of repose. The horrors of death's gloomy night to brave, yes, and to look beyond the silent grave, beyond the confines of yon azure sky, to where eternal bliss and pleasure reigns. Now let us come to the summary and analysis part of the poem. At the outset, let me tell you, Sonnet to Hope by Anne Blanchard is a sonnet of 14 lines. Most often, the sonnet conforms to the metrical pattern of iambic pentameter. This means that each line contains 5 sets of 2 beats, known as a metrical flute. The poem has a rhyme scheme of ABC, ABC, DEF, DGG, FE. This kind of rhyme scheme is quite different from Petrarchian, Shakespearean, Spenserian, or Miltonian sonnet forms. The poetess Anne Blanchard glorifies the power of hope in her sonnet to hope. The hope in the poem serves as a companion, a teacher, and a philosopher. It teaches the personality development and many other things needed for a happy life. The sonnet is highly reflective and a motivational one. I hope you really enjoy this poem. At the outset, let's come to the first 3 lines of the poem. In the first 3 lines of the poem, we come to know that hope is a kind of a companion. The very first line of the sonnet says that hope continues to be the inmate of the poetess. The word art still infers that though the future is unknown and uncertain, hope was a close friend of the poetess and continues to be so even in the present. The second line again confirms that the hope is a sweet companion during the long hours, that is, unhappy hours of your life. This affirmation in the very first 2 lines of the poem indicate that the poetess is very much optimistic. The poetess calls hope the solace of life in the 3rd line. Being hopeful, there are many benefits, of course. Particularly, one can overcome the sluggishness of life. It is a symbol of optimism. Thus, hope is said to be the real companion of a human being. Thus, the first three lines of the poem suggest and glorifies that hope is the companion of weeping. Dear friends, now let's move on to the lines 4 to 6. The hope here is the one which is said to be showing the prospect of eternal rest. The line informs us of the fact that our transient life is futile and one should be conscious about attaining the eternal rest. Thus, hope makes anyone realize the futility of the present life and ask for the one's future. This line injects the faith in eternity one accomplishes by companionship of hope. The sixth line of the poem tells us that the poet has learned to scorn the passions of a day by the influence of the matchless power of hope. Here in this sixth line, the poet is telling us that hope is also a kind of a teacher. The poet says that the hope made the poetess to learn false claims and hypocrisy of life. It is said that hope is so powerful that made the poet to perceive the transient nature of human life. Thus, hope can make anyone realize the futile and arrogant nature of humanity. Telling us, let us understand this. The seventh line infers the fact that hopeful people can rise superior to their woes. Anyone may encounter the woes during their lifetime, but the hopeful people can successfully tackle their hopes. The hopeful people can climb to be superior to the mediocre people. Again, it can even make you superior to the pains of this weak frame, that is a weak physical body. Further, it can even enable you to fix your resolute eye on the approaching season of repose. That is, unfortunately, death is an inevitable, universal process that eventually occurs in all living organisms. Fortunately, the hope makes you bold and resolute to confront the imminent arrival of death. Dear friends, the last four lines of the poem are very important. Lines 11 to 14 reads as, the horrors of death's gloomy night to brave, yes, and to look beyond the silent grave, beyond the confines of yon azure sky, to where eternal bliss and pleasure reigns. These four lines are going to sum up the entire idea the poets want to tell us in this sonnet. Here, in the 11th line, the poet is telling that the death is horror and gloomy. But hope is the one that makes you bravely face the horrors of death's gloomy night. This line brings out the fact that hope makes you inwardly strong. Thus, hope can make you look beyond the silent grave, beyond the physical world of azure sky. The poetess says that hope is a kind of teacher. It teaches you the introspection by looking the things beyond the silent grave. The silent grave indicates that introspection one needs to have. It is even said that we need to have a broad-minded outlook, and it means that it makes you broad-minded by looking beyond the vast physical world of azure sky. The poetess ultimately says that hope will take you to the realms of eternal bliss and pleasure. Now let's move on to the conclusion of this sonnet. The images used in the poem are cheering ray, grave, sky, death, etc. The theme of the poem is hope. Hope can change one's perception of the life. It will certainly positively modify the attitudes of a person. It will make you realize the strength of hope in one's life. Thus, hope would strengthen you inwardly. It will enable you to look at your physical and non-physical potential to reach the eternal bliss and pleasure. In the days of separation, isolation, or loneliness, or when the negative thoughts are haunting you, certainly hope is the one, the real companion. The poem certainly a torchbearer shares the message for the younger generation to lead a confident life with sweet companionship of hope. Thus, the poetess Anya Blanchard concludes that the people with hope can attain eternal bliss and pleasure. Now let's move on to the session summary. In this session, we have learned that the hope continues to be the inmate of the poetess. The hope is a sweet companion during the long hours. The hope is the solace of life. Hope enables to overcome the sluggishness of life. The hope shows the prospect of eternal rest. The poetess learn to score the patterns of the day by the influence of matchless power of hope. Hope makes you rise superior to the woes and pains of the weak frame. Hope fixes your resolute eye on the approaching season of repose. Hope makes you bravely face the horrors of death's gloomy night. Hope enables you look beyond the silent grave, beyond the physical world of azure sky. Hope makes you, or takes you to the realms of eternal bliss and pleasure. ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಒಂಚೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Dear friends, I am sure this video explanation is highly useful to you people. For further understanding of this poem, I have given you a PDF document in the video description of this channel. Please do find it. I have also added the Kannada translation of this entire English poem. Please do find it. My appeal is please do subscribe to this channel and like this channel and also hit the bell button for further notifications. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe to this channel and also press the bell button for further notifications. Please do like this video. Thank you very much once again.